Live pictures of Katahdin. This is the contrast of spring, the nice fresh green.
Yeah.
Little snow still up there.
It takes a while, although this is certainly less than there was 2 weeks ago or so.
Oh, we're seeing it drop quickly.
Lake looks pretty. We're getting there. You know, it's interesting. We're kind of cruising. Nothing. I'd like to get some 80s this time of the year, and I don't see that.
No extreme there.
But we've got a lot of sun, so
that's great. We can enjoy the sun.
Lest we forget how May can be. We remember a couple of weeks ago, so we'll take that. You know, 60 or so. That's a popular number. Portland, 60 flat. Tops them, say 66 degrees. Get away from the coast. Still a little bit warmer, but not a whole lot. Marginally so. To the north, you see a temperature gradient north of Millinocket, where Frenchville's still at 49 degrees, and it is a cooler air mass. Technically, the front came through, of course, with all that rain on Saturday night. But yesterday we were able to be so mild with those down-sloping winds, and now everything's kind of equalized and temperatures are a little bit cool for this time of the year. A lot of 50s. Bangor is sitting at 57 degrees. But the trade-off, and this is going to be the case through much of this week, is the sunshine. There's a whole lot of it. There's just nothing as far as cloud cover. Way off to the east there, we have a storm over Halifax, but for us, we'll be in good shape today, tomorrow, at least half the day on Wednesday before a front tries to come through Wednesday afternoon. So not a whole lot going on here in a good way. Temperatures about 65 or so inland, probably closer to 60 flat, if not upper 50s along the coastline later this afternoon into early this evening. Temperatures drop tonight. We will see some 30s, upper 30s by early tomorrow morning, but it's similar tomorrow. Not a whole lot of change here. We're right around 60 along the coast, 65 to maybe up to 70 inland. A few clouds in the afternoon, but generally just nice and bright. And then here comes our front on Wednesday. We talked last week about this really being the only game in town as far as precipitation this week, and it was a maybe. Now it looks like it will come through, but it's not going to be a deluge. This is Wednesday afternoon. We're still waiting for this front in most spots into the upper 60s, even some low 70s. The front comes through kind of late afternoon, early evening on Wednesday, and it's just a quick round of showers, maybe a quick rumble of thunder as well. But that front is out of here in time for Thursday morning. So the net result is that we see showers come through Wednesday afternoon into early Wednesday night, and that's it for the whole week as far as rain goes. So I mentioned before overnight lows. Oops, I got to fix that. That was from our last. Cold snap where I overrode the temperatures. But there'll be a lot of upper 30s out there to around 40 degrees. Freiburg, realistically, probably 35, 36 degrees, most likely. But not enough that we're going to have any real frost, but just something to be aware of by early tomorrow morning. So high pressure, broadly in control. There's our front coming down. But as these fronts run into that high, to that dry air, they have a hard time putting down a lot of rain. So this will be nothing like what we saw on Saturday night, where we saw some 1.5 to 2 inch amounts. This will be a much lighter front that comes through. Then on the back side of that, back to a reset of some cooler air for Thursday. And then high pressure tries to build in over the weekend. Holiday weekend, right? Well, what's going on? Overall, not a whole lot, which is good. But I will tell you that we were really close to disaster here. Over the weekend, the European model had a couple of runs where it ran this storm right up into New England and basically gave us 2 rainy days. But it looks like they've kind of backed off that, kept us dry Saturday, Sunday as well. And it looks like we were able to eke out basically the whole weekend as long as this high can hold strong enough. So close to it being a typical Memorial Day weekend, but I think we're going to be able to eke it out. Temperatures should be in the mid-70s or so, which is, if we hold this, and you can tell I have that little skepticism just because of the time of the year it is, if we hold this, it will be one of the better Memorial Day weekend stretches I can think of, because there's been some epically terrible ones.
It can be very unpleasant.
It can be. So good news, week looks good, and hopefully ride it right into the weekend.
We'll hold on to that model. Yeah. Keith, thanks.